time to set our intentions, set our self-care, and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Saharah Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
Once again, we have the beauty, the honor, and the privilege of starting our week with a meditation instructor. She's also a yoga teacher, a life coach, an astrologer, and a sound healer, sound bath specialist. Saharah Ali with Mindful Monday. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning, KBLA family. Welcome to Mindful Monday, where we get our minds right for the week by setting positive intentions, honoring our mind and body through meditation, prayer, and affirmation as we step unapologetically into our week, being on purpose with our wisdom, power, faith, and truth. Today, I'd like to unpack the gift of the sun in Taurus until May 20th, encouraging us to slow down, invoke stability and stillness, but initiating a deep dive into the root core of our values as individuals, collectively, and urging restructure both personally and professionally. We get a clear sight of patterns that are dysfunctional, anything that is binding us to stagnation, and we get clarity of the karmic, energetic connections to material things, mental things, emotional things, and anything no longer serving our highest good. We all have an opportunity to rewrite the script, to take our lives on a new path of wholeness, empowered with truth. The real gift is we get to reframe and release the lies we tell ourselves about who we are and who we're not. Most of all, heal physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual wounds, stepping into the acknowledgement of our values and what we stand for. It's time to step into knowing what we value gets done, releasing from ourselves the repetitive, unconscious, conditional, inherent patterns that we carry, that we no longer need. Those conditioning things that bind us to deprivation, fear, or shame. So our call to action is to look at what's ending and willingly lean into birthing change and empowerment. And think about who are we willing to become as we embrace the truth of our wholeness, the truth of our light. Who do we get to become by trusting the divine spirit within as we navigate to change now and not later? So let's move forward today with our Mindful Monday meditation to unapologetically heal physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual wounds by acknowledging the values we live by and stepping into knowing what we value gets done, releasing us from repetitive, inherited patterns and unconscious conditioning. So stop right here, right now. Open to release repetitive, inherited, unconscious patterns of conditioning. Take a breath. Take a breath and let's quiet and get centered and grounded. Center yourself, ground yourself, just breathe. Breathe, being right here, right now. Allow yourself to release all resistance as you breathe. Release all expectations, opening to breathing a new life, being right here, right now. Take the biggest breath you've had all morning. And as you exhale, open yourself, ready to receive the gift of divine wisdom. Just breathe, grounding yourself, connecting to personal empowerment, the change that you like to see in your life. Anchor yourself, ground yourself, and let go. Let go and consciously focus on your breath to connect to the deeper states of wisdom within you. Calming your heart, calming your mind, calming your body. Just breathe. Breathe, allowing self-love to affirm transformational wisdom right here, right now. Relax. Relax as you breathe, setting the intention to detox, setting the intention to let go of the lies you tell yourself no longer useful for your highest good. Just breathe. Breathe, consciously embracing inner strength, ready to transform your life with truth. Breathe. Breathe long and hard. Breathe being present and ready. Breathe open to clarity. As you relax, as you listen to your breath, as your body calms down, relaxing every part of your body as you breathe, opening to releasing emotional opposition, opening to freedom and growth and transformation. Breathe. Breath is the key to life. Breathe, ready to stand empowered, trusting divine right action, supporting your wholeness. Breathe and relax. Open your heart and your mind. Open your spirit, ready to receive a Mindful Monday affirmation. Grounding yourself, centering yourself, connecting to your breath, connecting, being centered. And kindly listen with your heart, deep love and compassion for self to our Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. Listen as you breathe. Listen as you center yourself. Quiet your spirit. Our Mindful Monday affirmation. Today I trust inner truth, letting go of self-deception, invoking stability, stillness, and change gracefully. Today I trust inner truth, letting go of self-deception, invoking stability, stillness, and change gracefully. As you breathe, give yourself permission today to trust inner truth, to let go of self-deception, invoke stability, invoke stillness, embrace change, and gracefully pick up your power and give yourself permission to honor a new truth about yourself. Today I trust inner truth, letting go of self-deception, invoking stability, stillness, and change gracefully. Thank you, Dominique, Tavis Smiley, Miles, and the 1580 KBLA family. Wishing you a mindful, constructive week with grace, trusting inner truth and releasing self-deception while invoking stability, stillness, and change gracefully.
Ooh, stability. Okay, we got a lot. We got a lot there to work with, Saharah Ali. And is it also the end of the retro shade this week?
There's a lot of endings going on this week, but there's also new beginnings asking us to benefit from that moment of pause with the retro shades, but to go inward and to look at who have we become, what are the stories we tell in ourselves, and how are we willing to find stability, and how are we willing to take ownership of the truth we live by. You know, the sun in Taurus is about our values, and what we value gets done. And so if you want change, you have to stop and pause and look at, well, where am I putting my attention? What is the truth that I really live by? And, you know, we have habitual patterns, unconscious and conscious habitual patterns that we live by. You know, like we may do things, you know, I know for me one time I had a moment, I'm in a restaurant, I'm eating and I'm full and I'm sitting there and I'm like, and I'm still eating. And then it dawned on me, you know, we were raised to clean our plate, you know, and that's the unconscious conditional programming. Even if we're full, we must have a clean plate, but that's not true. That's not true as who we are as adults. And that's not true to place on our kids, especially when we're dealing with obesity, greed, and everything else. It starts there. You know, so it's time to really check in. What are our habitual patterns? Do they support our wholeness? Will they take us to where we would like to go? And most of us, it's time to step out of that fear base, to be empowered, and to initiate what is your real truth. If you're full and you don't want to eat, you can get a doggy bag or not get a doggy bag, you know, or just get it and give it to a homeless person. But don't sit there and eat when you're full, and also be willing to be mindful of whether you're a giver or a taker, you know, and if you're a taker, like, who do you get by taking all the time? Because there's always a karmic balance. And so it's better to be a giver instead of a taker, but as a giver, be discerning about how you're giving. Are you giving with a blind, conditioned response that you want it back? Or are you giving unconditionally, knowing that the universe will always provide what you need, when you need it, and how you need it?
Well said. Saharah Ali, as always, thank you. Thank you for that. And thank you for giving us the long view and the short view. If you want to see Saharah, visit Saharah and have a reading or a sound healing treatment, maybe some life coaching. We all could use that right about now. You can connect with her assistant, Elise, and make an appointment. You can also go to SaharahAli.com and find out what sound baths and yoga classes are coming up. Elise's number is 213-628-9783, 213-628-9783, and her website is SaharahAli.com.
I'd like to say thank you to all the KBLA members who came out for our sound bath on Saturday. I was so happy and so grateful for you to come that far to Pasadena to allow me to celebrate you with the gift of sound. And I'm very grateful to see KBLA members supporting this show and the wisdom that we share and the space that you hold for us, Dominique, and the many things that you provide for us to lift our spirits, to keep us grounded, but most of all, enlighten us and open all doors in all types of ways, and holding the space for our growth and for us to level up. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dominique, and thank you, KBLA family.
Thank you. What a lovely way to start our week. It's the perfect time to call me right now, 800-920-1580. What is on your mind? I want to know. If not, you're going to hear what's on my mind. Either way go, we're talking. That's what we do around here. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Hi, I'm Dominique DiPrima, and it's almost time to celebrate KBLA's 4th anniversary, coming up Juneteenth 2025. We'll be marking the achievement with 4 key community events, including a special symposium, luncheon, and brain trust hosted by me entitled The State of Black Women in Los Angeles. Keep it locked here for details on how to join us for this groundbreaking symposium examining the unique challenges, triumphs, and contributions of Black women in Los Angeles in the areas of education, healthcare, community leadership, cultural and political contributions. This public convocation will provide a critical forum to address the specific social, economic, and political realities facing Black women in LA today. We'll go live with a radio broadcast and YouTube live stream, a public discussion, and a private dialogue with some of LA's most impactful women. It's an affirmation of Black women standing at the intersection of race and gender in times of adversity while demonstrating remarkable resilience and leadership. We will listen and we will speak out and be heard, all in service of finding opportunities and solutions. Please plan to join us in celebrating our 4th anniversary by amplifying the voices of Black women. For more on our symposium and 4 events celebrating 4 years on the air, simply stay tuned or keep an eye on KBLA1580.com and help make this Juneteenth more jubilant with all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-550-9651.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-550-9651. That's 800-550-9651.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
All right, now it continues as we take a look at what's going on the national landscape, or whatever is on your mind. 800-920-1580. Pope Francis, the first pope from Latin America, someone in popey terms is considered to be a progressive, moving away from the conservative doctrine of the church. And focusing more on the poor and including everybody. An Argentinian pope has made his transition. Pope Francis is dead at the age of 88 after a long struggle with respiratory disease. Our joke of a Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, apparently was blabbing about other top secret war plans in a second signal chat group, which also included his wife. And maybe this could be the thing that pushes him out of there. Finally, we shall see. The millennial Saint Carlo Acutis has had his sainthood delayed because the Pope died. And of course, the Supreme Court has paused, let's call it paused, the deportations under that War Powers Act that the Trump administration was doing. It's pausing them. Of course, there was a vicious dissent by Samuel Alito and, unsurprisingly, by Clarence Thomas. But pretty much what the Supreme Court said is that they're going to block it because they're not offering due process. I don't see what's so unprecedented about that. Of course, I'm not a Supreme Court justice, but those are just a few of the things that have been going on over the weekend. And I'll have a lot to say tomorrow about the presentation here in Los Angeles of the People's Budget to Mayor Karen Bass. It was at the BLMLA Center for Black Power, well attended by the community, and the findings were presented ahead of today's budget unveiling and State of the City by the mayor. It was a good and powerful session. It was contentious at times, but important that these conversations are had. Like I said, I will unpack more of that tomorrow morning. Right now we're going to Carl from LA. Good morning, Carl.
Hey, good morning to you, Dominique. Happy Monday to you.
Thank you.
Hey, I see Kamala Harris was rolling through Inglewood this week. She went to church yesterday.
She sure did, with her family in her Easter yellow. She went to Faithful Central. Yeah.
That's another big church over there. I guess, no, I won't say it. But yeah, that's another big church over there, you know. Hey, I see we got a new mayor coming up in Oakland, California over the weekend.
That's right.
Barbara Lee.
Yes.
Yeah, wow. She says she's going to bring change. I mean, I don't know if they can use it. I haven't been up to Oakland.
Oakland is struggling right now, Carl. Oakland is struggling with the capital STRUGGLING. Like all the word is in caps. Last time I went, you get out the car, the rental car place, and it says, do not stop in Oakland. Just keep driving unless you have to. Don't stop in Oakland. That's what they tell you. The robberies are up. The corruption in the government has created deficits even beyond what there should be. And I didn't realize that Congresswoman Barbara Lee was recruited by local businesses and community organizers to run. It's not that she said, oh, I lost my bid for a Senate seat, so let me run over here and be mayor. No, people came to her and said, we need your experience in this position.
Yeah, well, the last intern that was there, he wasn't doing too good of a job, the last mayor that they had, this black guy, but he's still on her team. I guess he's going to give her a
well, and advice. The one before that got recalled, right? She was the first Asian mayor, I believe, of Oakland. She was recalled and now is facing federal charges along with other members of her administration for financial malfeasance.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that she'll do something for him because it seems like it could be a nice place to go back and live. I mean, I don't know, just like the cotton, if it's going through a rechange, revamping, it might be a nice place to go live if black folks can get a hold of some wealth. But, hey, I was looking at Harvard University, Dominique, and I looked up a few things on that slavery stuff that they went through years ago. I see that they getting money taken from them. They're not getting any funding. And a lot of these other colleges, too, like I can't think of a couple of them other colleges, Columbia and Princeton and all of that, and Yale. Somewhere they, you know, I thought maybe they was part of this slavery program when the first boat landed, and they capitalized on patents and all kind of other stuff and inventions, you know. So
I mean, Harvard has had their own academic reckoning with, you know, and we know that last year before Trump even took office, they laid off the team that were investigating Harvard's own personal ties to enslavement. But I mean, they have had somewhat of a reckoning. I wonder how all of this attack, the attacking by this administration on the Ivy League schools is going to impact that as far as their view on reparations, their own self-examination and self-investigation of how they profited by slavery and what role they played in it. After all, as you point out, Carl, Harvard is considerably older than the United States as an institution.
Yeah, I see they went back to the 17th century, 16th, 17th, 18th century, 19th. I'm like, wow, yeah, that's pretty old. And you know what happens to donations and all of that type of stuff. Talk to you later, Dominique. Bye.
All right, talk to you later. 1636 is when Harvard was founded. I did not realize that before Trump started snatching their money, trying to take their nonprofit status. Founded in 1636. That's one of a number of Ivy League schools that are under attack by this current administration. And of course, I firmly believe that is because the more deeply educated people are, the less likely they are to vote MAGA. That's not me saying that and talking smack about the MAGA folks. It's what the data show. The evidence shows that when people have a college education, they do not vote for Donald Trump. That's been one of the consistent statistics that's held up over both of his election victories. So, of course, he wants to get rid of the thing that wakes people up to how dumb their policies are and how dumb their ideas are. But I feel like this. He can get rid of Harvard. He can get rid of Penn. He can downsize these universities into oblivion. His own policies are still going to wake people up to the folly of his policies. It's happening already. That FAFO phase is going strong right now. And although I don't relish people's suffering, I definitely celebrate the fact that people's eyes are opening to what their own best interests and the greater good of the American people, the working class, the middle class, the large numbers of people in this country, where that is located. We've got news, traffic, and sports, then more. Perfect time to call me on KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Alexandria Ikamoni with 4 things you should know from BIN News. King Charles and Queen Camilla are paying tribute to the late Pope Francis. The UK monarch said they were deeply saddened, but they were glad Pope Francis got the chance to share an Easter greeting before he died. Civil rights leader Al Sharpton says a meeting with the Target CEO was very constructive. The matter involved Target's retreat from its diversity efforts. Target officials say they requested the meeting, which took place as activists continue to urge a boycott of the business. The Celtics are avoiding a major injury. Star forward Jason Tatum, who is black, said x-rays on his right wrist were clean after he suffered a hard fall during Boston's Game 1 victory over the Orlando Magic. The FDA is allegedly planning to end most of its routine food safety inspections. It's reported it'll be outsourced to state and local authorities. Get BIN News on demand at BINnews.com.
Think Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Is this the tackle? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Clippers are back in action tonight in Denver in the first round of the NBA playoffs. The number one item for the Clippers in Game 2 has to be ball handling. The Clippers had 20 turnovers Saturday in their 2-point loss to Denver in Game 1. That was the Clippers' first loss since March 30th at Cleveland. 7 p.m. tip-off tonight on TNT. The Lakers and Houston Rockets, the number 3 and number 2 seed in the Western Conference playoffs, are the only playoff teams to lose Game 1 at home. All 4 home teams in the Eastern Conference were winners in Game 1. The Lakers have some extra time to make improvements after their Game 1 loss to Minnesota Saturday night. Game 2 is Tuesday night at Crypto.com. Former Tennessee quarterback Nico Imaliva made it official. The Long Beach native is transferring to UCLA. Imaliva confirmed his decision on Instagram. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
The revolution will not be televised.
What's up? It is Killer Mike, also known as Michael Render, and I'm encouraging you to listen to more, not less, of Truth Time with Dr. Cornel West and Senator Nina Turner on KBLA Talk 1580.
Testing.
We're live from Chick-fil-A.
This is Grant.
And this is Laura.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that sweet bun.
And that chicken filet was perfectly crispy and soft at the same time.
And that Smokehouse Barbecue sauce, it's a lot of fun. And the brown sugar bacon definitely had a little bit more pizzazz. Also, the mac, one of the all-time greats. Man, I'm getting hungry.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and our Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
You are, and I'm glad you're here. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in. Yeah, Kwamel says the Bay is a great place to live, to have cities like Oakland, go out like this, shaking my head yet, but they're down but not out, I would say. I still have a lot of friends, family, and loved ones in Oakland. It is, it's rough there. I mean, people are, to the point where you can't even leave your car. You can't leave stuff in your trunk because they have those scanners now. They'll break in, they'll get your stuff out the trunk. But it's fixable with opportunity, fixable with progressive politics. I hope that Barbara Lee, newly elected Mayor Barbara Lee, does not fall prey to the attacks that we're seeing on black mayors, particularly black women, all over the country. Like the takedown of the mayor in St. Louis and others. That's what I'm hoping. But she is a seasoned veteran, and I feel like she'll have that as an advantage. Daniel Samir Siren says, hella agreement here. Using that Bay Area parlance, we need to look at the gentrification of San Francisco, how that ripple effects to Oakland. The Bay ain't been the same since they ran through Santa Clara and flipped it to Silicon Valley. And they also ran through San Francisco. When I go home, I don't even recognize it, even though I still call it home. It hasn't been home for decades, but I still love the Bay, and it is weird to see, especially in San Francisco, where the impact of the gentrification is clearly visible. The changed landscapes, the housing, the businesses, but so many of those businesses have gone under because those tech people are working from home now. So they live in Idaho or Portugal or wherever they live, so they're not buying sandwiches at the local shops. And I talked to restaurant owners last time I was up there, just saying how their businesses have been gutted. Now, it seems like San Francisco is bouncing back a little bit. I'm not going to say that's because of the ouster of London Breed, speaking of black women mayors, but more because of the return of people. You have to have people. You've got to have, and that's why people with jobs and part of what's happening, I have a friend that works in San Francisco. They're now being forced to come back to their offices, not because they need to do their job from that office, but because the people, the chambers of commerce and lawmakers want human beings that have jobs, that are going to go and buy from the local restaurants, that are going to walk around and not make it look abandoned by everyone except the unhoused, and that does seem to be helping. Those tech conglomerates, they ran through like locusts and had their way with the city and then abandoned it. So we shall see, but I have faith. I believe they will bounce back. Morris Phillips says that the Pope died shortly after meeting with J.D. Vance. The thought crossed my mind as well. J.D. Vance being a Catholic who doesn't agree with any of the Pope's policies as far as saving poor people or including LGBTQ plus and trans people, which Pope Francis was a pioneer in the Catholic Church of including people, the poor, LGBTQ plus, the victims of priest molestation. All of those folks who've kind of been cast aside by the church, including prostitutes. And, Pope Francis stepped up with a new face of the Catholic Church that was more accepting of these folks. He didn't change the policies about priests marrying or gay people being able to be at that level, but he included everybody. And that's the opposite of J.D. Vance, but yet J.D. Vance went and wished him well, and he immediately made his transition. I'm not saying that Vance was the cause, but we know that those events were consecutive. Let's go to Ron calling us from Richmond. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning. It's been a minute since I talked to you, my beautiful radio friend. How you doing?
I'm blessed. How are you? Thanks for calling.
Yep, I'm blessed too. Just thankful to be here. Yeah, y'all, the Bay Area is a fun place, man. Come hang out. Check it out if you get time, y'all. A lot of fun things to do up here in the Bay. go check out Great America or something like that. You'll be all right.
Right? I mean, the Bay Area does have great restaurants, amazing museums, friendly people, beautiful landscapes.
Yeah. A lot of fun things to do, so.
Bring your coat, though.
Much love to the. Yeah. You might want to put that little jacket on. Get a little breezy up here sometimes, especially near that water.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to say, R.I.P. to one of my favorite artists of all time, my man Prince. 9 years ago on this day, can't believe.
Oh yes.
Still can't believe he gone, man. That's my dog right there. I was digging through my records, and my brother James, rest in peace. He had a copy of Let's Go Crazy, so I had to break that out for a minute. So.
Wow, I can't believe it's been 9 years already. It doesn't seem like it's been that long. 9 years, April 21st. I didn't realize it was his angelversary. So rest in peace to a great one of our giants, even though he was small, which, affirms my saying, big people come in all sizes. Those of us who are vertically challenged can still be larger than life.
No doubt, for sure, man. So R.I.P. Prince and Pope Francis and, can't forget my man George Foreman. I was thinking about that. I know you remember that he was on Sanford and Son back in the day.
I love George Foreman. I mean, just as a character, just as a person who was just a whimsical, imaginative, interesting character of a human.
He just seemed like he was a good person. So big rest in peace of George Foreman. But Dominique, I always got love for you. Always tuned in, following you, checking you out on the gram and all that good stuff. And I appreciate you taking my calls. And almost a happy 4-year anniversary for KBLA.
Yes. Indeed, it will be Juneteenth. It's going to be really big. Yeah, they said we couldn't do it, and here we are. Miles.
Y'all doing it, yeah, and you a big part of it too. And shout out to Miles, man. Y'all doing a great job. Keep up the good work, for real.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And I think it's folks like you who came on early and told their friends, that allowed us to continue to grow and thrive. So, I appreciate you. We all do.
It's all love, yeah. I will continue to spread the love, about social media and all that good stuff. So,
I didn't know George Foreman had 12 kids. I didn't know he had 12 kids. I know he had 5 sons that were all named George, but I didn't know he had 7 daughters to go along with the 5 Georges. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Why not name them all George? All right, thank you. Thank you for your call. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I'm going to name all my kids after me. George, and George. And then he has 7 daughters. Yep. Anyway, Ron called 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. And I invite you to do the same. I'm Dominique DiPrima. This is where you are parked. You are unapologetically outspoken, unapologetically progressive, all access. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I feel so alone.
I'm embarrassed to talk about it.
How can I help my kid if I can't help myself?
I can't remember when I wasn't stressed.
I don't like it inside.
When you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts and emotions, it's okay to get help. You are not alone. CalHope is here for you with free, safe, and confidential mental health resources for youth, young adults, families, and you. Find support now at calhope.org.
Hi, I'm Joe Montaigne. Let's talk about veteran homelessness, because it's not just a housing issue, it's a human issue. Right now, we need LA property owners to open their doors and give veterans a safe place to call home. With guaranteed rent and dedicated support, you can be part of the solution. Learn how you can help. Email houseurourvets@lacity.org.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up.
Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
It's me, Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash. I see those dry elbows, baby. But don't worry, get moisturized right in the shower. So hydrated you can skip the lotion after.
Don't wanna see it dry no more. Skin so moisturized with body wash.
Look at you now, no more dry skin. Your skin gets the moisture it craves with
Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash.
What make you? Yeah.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
You do, and we're glad that you are here. 800-920-1580. That's the number if you want to weigh in on something. The movie Sinner is doing really well at the box office this weekend. Its debut in theaters only raked in about $46 million domestically in North America, which is a great start. It beat out the Minecraft movie. However, apparently this Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan film cost a lot of money to make. According to the New York Times, it cost about $150 million to make it and market it worldwide. And Ryan Coogler has a great deal where he actually gets the proceeds back. He has ownership of the film back after 10 years, which is almost unheard of in Hollywood. So they're going to have to keep making a lot of money to be profitable. But this is a huge victory. Not only is it a horror film, it's rated R, which means you get less box office because you can't have people 17 and under without a parent, supposedly. And it's a period piece, which makes it even a harder sell. And then it's a black film. So that's an incredible accomplishment for Ryan Coogler. It's getting great reviews, so hopefully the film will be able to sustain itself. Haven't seen it yet, but I plan to go. I don't usually really like horror films, but it looks like life is scary enough. But it looks like it's good from the preview. It looked very well done. What do we expect from Ryan Coogler? Very well done and interesting. I don't know what the story is, but it was giving more of sort of a Jordan Peele vibe than a slasher type movie. So we'll see. I'm very much looking forward to that. And hopefully, I think one of the reasons why a studio will bet so much money on a picture like that is because they're trying to get us back into the movie theaters. And I hope we do go back into the movie theaters because I don't want to see them die. Going to the movies is fun. It's another cool thing to do. I love the rise of all the dine-in movie theaters and the different movie theaters with bars and all of those things as they try to enhance the experience to lure us out of our rooms. Because if you can stream everything, then why leave the house where the snacks are much cheaper? I hope that movies like Sinners will get us back in the habit of going out and going to the movies. Speaking of going out, I will be at the Hawthorne Business Expo on Thursday of this week. It's from 3 to 7. You're invited. It's free. Do some networking, find a job, learn about pivots you could make in your career, meet some famous or well-connected people. All of that is possible. You can register at hawthornebusinessexpo.org, hawthornebusinessexpo.org, or dial in at 310-349-2913, 310-349-2913, my second year in a row hosting it, and I am absolutely looking forward to it. Hopefully I will see you there. Let's go to Jerry calling us from Beverly Hills. Good morning, Jerry.
Oh, good morning. What does Harvard study? I study wardrobe malfunctions among 90-year-olds.
What? You study? You study wardrobe malfunctions among 90-year-olds, Jerry?
Yeah.
That sounds crazy. That sounds like you're a peeping Tom or a pervert of some kind.
Well, if it would happen at the Super Bowl, would there have been the same outrage?
Would there have been the same outrage if Janet Jackson was 90? I doubt it.
No. Yeah. Whether it's her or somebody else, would there have been the same outrage?
I doubt it, but would she have even been performing? That's another question. I mean, how many 90-year-olds get to dance at the Super Bowl?
Bringing out a point, but I study a lot of things from funny to more serious things. I study.
I got
What does Harvard study?
Harvard studies everything, Jerry. That's one of the reasons why they're an Ivy League school. You can study just about anything at Harvard other than what you just said. I doubt they have courses on 90-year-old wardrobe malfunctions, but the attacks are being garnered on U.S. universities because they refuse, the ones that refuse to comply, many have caved with a long list of things that really our government is not authorized to control. The government specifically does not have the right to control curriculum and enrollment, especially at a private university. But this particular government is doing that. That's what they think is a good idea, and it's because they look at us as the enemy, us being educated persons, and I believe the marches in 2020 exacerbated that because these white supremacists looked out and saw their own kids marching against racism, white supremacy, anti-blackness, and in support of black lives. And they said, how did we get here? We got here when our children learned black history, when our children learned the real history of the United States, and they became allies to black activists, to anti-racist activists, really true allies, and they want to stop that from happening anymore by these crackdowns. Meanwhile, we had another day of protests against the whole Trump administration. Once again, on Saturday, people rallied. All over the country, there were crowds, huge crowds in towns small and large. And of course, I wonder, where were these folks during the election when we could have stopped all of this from happening? But that is where we are, and I'm glad to see some resistance. Again, 1,200 demonstrations from more than 150 different groups, civil rights organizations, the unions, LGBTQ plus folks, election folks, veterans for sure, protesting against the violations of our Constitution and our civil rights, which are currently being carried out by this administration. And it's growing. I think it will only continue to grow. What does it do? I think it does put some pressure on this administration, and hopefully the courts, the judges, to do something more in alignment with our actual Constitution. Meanwhile, as the president continues to attack these universities, one of the things that they're doing is going after international students and deporting them. And now a lot of people are not going to be sending their children here. As a mama, I know I wouldn't. Why would you send your child to a country where they could end up getting deported and you would lose all the money you'd invested in tuition? Your child might not be safe from strangers. So what I guess this administration doesn't care about the economic impact of that, but that is real. You're talking about hundreds and actually millions of dollars being removed from local economies that rely on students to patronize their businesses. You know, students come in, they buy furniture for their dorm rooms, they buy books, they stimulate the economy, they buy food. International students pay more in tuition, so they are the economic backbone, the engine of a lot of these universities and colleges, and they cater to them. So what happens when those folks decide to go to England or Canada instead because it's more friendly for them, and they won't suddenly get deported in the middle of a semester with no warning? This is going to have a huge impact. I don't know how these rich people don't think this through, or maybe they just simply don't care. They think if they privatize everything, it doesn't matter if they destroy the infrastructure that exists, but it is ill-advised. You've got to have customers for all of your businesses. And if you deport students and make universities no longer viable, if you lay off tens of thousands of federal workers who are no longer spending money in this economy, you're actually destroying your own customer base, Tesla. You're destroying your own future buyers and your own future supporters and all of the money that comes with them, just like these international students bring a wash of money into our economies. Whether you're in Boston, New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, this is going to have an impact which goes down in the terrible, unforeseen consequences of the new Confederate movement and their protectionist policies. Well, it's a messy Monday. We're talking relationships when we come forward on KBLA Situationships. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Alexandria Ikamoni with 4 things you should know from BIN News. King Charles and Queen Camilla are paying tribute to the late Pope Francis. The UK monarch said they were deeply saddened, but they were glad Pope Francis got the chance to share an Easter greeting before he died. Civil rights leader Al Sharpton says a meeting with the Target CEO was very constructive. The matter involved Target's retreat from its diversity efforts. Target officials say they requested the meeting, which took place as activists continued to urge a boycott of the business. The Celtics are avoiding a major injury. Star forward Jason Tatum, who is black, said x-rays on his right wrist were clean after he suffered a hard fall during Boston's Game 1 victory over the Orlando Magic. The FDA is allegedly planning to end most of its routine food safety inspections. It's reported it'll be outsourced.
Great learning experiences in your classrooms today. Join at thinkitup.org.
Is this the